1 minute to post time, approaching the gate. They enter the post. Now they're moving into the gate. Open running.
Hello, Billy Ho here. Welcome to the replay and analysis of the 149th running of the Kentucky Derby that happened last Saturday. After a long day of some high volume partying, I must admit, Saturday, I needed a day off yesterday to decompress. And then so today I got my batteries recharged and took a deep dive into the Derby, watched the race a few times and get an idea on how the whole thing shook out. And it was a very, very well run race, I thought, altogether. My last video that I ran, I think on Friday, had some of the high finishers in it, but I did miss the exacta because two fills. I really that was probably my biggest drawback mistake. And I remember some of the commenters saying people are gonna wish they, were on two fills. And I just thought that Jeff Ruby Stakes coming out of Turfway, and Lightning almost did strike twice. I said that in the video. So anyway, I did have Mage, I had Angel of Empire, I had Verifying and Tap It Trice like on the top of my wheel. And then I had like Disarm and Derma's, the same four horses underneath. And then I added in like Disarm and Derma Sotogake for the second place. Because I did kind of see a fast pace coming, but I didn't quite see the pace that we got. So we're going to get into that in just a second. I did want to take a look at the race with everybody to see how it shook out, see what we might glean for the Preakness coming up in 2 weeks, just 2 weeks break, but it is a shorter race. So that's always a good thing. Thank you everybody for all the support through the Derby 149 the last couple of weeks and whatnot. Comments, likes, subscriptions. Stick around, stay subscribed, stay engaged. There's plenty of content out there. So we're going to get into it right now. So sub, smash the like, and let's do it. Yeah. All right. So they just broke for the lead here. You're watching the video along with me, and I'm calling it as we go. Verifying did what he had to do and got up there up front. He took off like a bat out of hell out of the gate and got up into the front, and then followed by King's Barnes and Reincarnate, which makes perfect sense to me. Those three in the first flight coming out of the gate. Mage took the last flight of horses to go for the ground saving trip in the back. I think he was like fourth to last. So he was like 16th or 15th or somewhere in that neighborhood, which was probably a really good spot to be. Half mile went in a blistering 45.73 seconds, which I think that's flying. Anything under 46. King's Barnes and Two Fills have the baton at the halfway point and at the 3/4 pole in 110 and change. And then they're coming around here to the halfway through the backstretch. You can see Verifying is beginning to lose ground, looking like it's kind of toast right now. And not by this point, nobody even suspects Mage making the turn for home. Mage is now making the move around that backstretch to get into position, still several lengths off the lead and not really showing up. And personally, I didn't see it until it was too late. and then they make the turn. Mage is getting in position onto the outside a little bit to make that closing burst like he did in Florida. But then they hit the stretch run, and Two Fills is got his bid lined up down the stretch for that back-to-back Jeff Ruby winners at the Derby. And then, by the way, very impressed with the race that Two Fills ran. Very impressed. Probably better than Rich Strike by a gap. But Rich Strike is always going to get credit because of the win and the way it was so dramatic. But anyway, jockey Javier Castellano on Mage times this perfectly to hit that big closing stretch and goes by 2 fills to win by a length. And then you have Angel of Empire closing hard for the third place, but obviously wasn't really a factor to win. Just a real good close to get a piece. And then a well-run race, like I figured, on a hot pace, and was not on many radars. So that kind of pace anyway, because the way people were talking, and I'm just going to kind of just keep showing some of the other stuff, stretch runs and whatnot in different parts of the race while we finish up here. But people were not talking about a hot pace like that. They thought, well, there's so many closers in here. There might be one or two who's going to get the lead. Who wants the lead? And it was like 5 or 6 horses wanted the lead. So it was really like almost like a classic Derby race in that sense. So on to the Preakness we go, where we have a real good shot. I think Mage can run it back actually at a shorter race. Definitely, obviously, going to be the favorite. We might have Forte returning from the foot injury because the owner was really protesting the veterinarian's decision to scratch him on Saturday. And definitely 2 fills is going to be in there contending. That's for damn sure. And then going through the rest of it, we're looking at Disarm, hopefully, is a probable. I'd like to see that again. Confidence Game, probable. First Mission was on the trail. That was a Lexington Stakes horse that I believe the winner of the Lexington Stakes. National Treasure is a probable. Blazing Sevens, who decided to forego, Chad Brown decided to forego the dirt. And I also mentioned Forte 2 fills. Red Route 1 is a possible. And then Henry Q possible. There's a few other horses. I believe Miracolo is another one possible. So anyway, that's going to do it for the show. I appreciate you joining me. Thanks again. We'll probably maybe try to put out another one maybe by the end of the week. We'll see how it shakes out. It is only 2 weeks, so we'll have this week to just kind of lightly peruse what's going on and keep up with the news so we don't fall behind on anything. And then next week we can dig in and do 2 or 3 shows on what's going on and how they're looking at the Preakness training up to the event. So thanks again. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you soon.